The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
I'm unstuck now. Good afternoon. Wait, let me see. Can I line myself up? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Shock Joxx. It is Wednesday. And yes, this is Chipper Hunter speaking to you. I have the Atlanta Braves game on in the distance. If you see my eyes veer away from the camera every now and then, we have the Braves game on in the distance. Major League Baseball playoffs officially started yesterday, but there are games going on today as well.
Oh,
good Lord. He swung so hard, he put his ass in the dirt. Cincinnati and Atlanta right now.
I don't know if I've just straight seen that from an adult in quite a while there, honey.
He got him swinging so hard, it put him in the dirt.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Aquino?
It's someone for the Cincinnati Reds. What is this? Top of the seventh, and we're still scoreless, tied 0-0.
Well, now he just hit one out of the park, maybe.
Yeah.
No, floater down the line for a base hit. So we're going to give you some play-by-play a little bit.
You know why that was a base hit, though? I think that left fielder really didn't give a good effort to try and get in there for that ball.
Well, I also, like I said, the way he swung and the way it jumped off straight up in the air,
thought it was
he may
going.
have backed up a little bit and missed it. Who is your left fielder? Is Zuna out there right now? Or someone else in left field?
I couldn't tell who that was. I couldn't tell quite who that was.
Well, I was going to pull up the game cast. Let me get back to Hunter and let him cheerlead some more here.
I'm just
for just a second.
I'm just looking forward to watching the Braves play for the rest of the day.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are in the area, and of course we are a radio station too, folks. So we're listening to. You can listen on our station, ktcbroadcasting.com. WCSL 1590.
And now he hit a batter.
Time to take him out, Hunter.
Yeah. He's gone 7. Might be time.
Why is it pronounced free instead of fried?
I don't understand that either. It's spelled like if I want fried chicken.
I'm not the only person below the Mason-Dixon line that's ever asked that. I'm not a Braves fan, but
I want fried chicken too.
I mean, that is just. I was just wondering if that was an explanation. Is it French or something? French Canadian. So the Reds batter takes one on the elbow, first and second now. How many outs, Hunter? Did you see that?
I did not see how many outs it was. I think there's just one. Yeah, one out. Runners on first and second. Double play ball, but it looks like they're probably going to say, Freed, you're done for the day.
Yep. Well,
I mean, he's gone 7.
That's not the head coach. That's Lenny Kravitz out there. Is that his last name, Kravitz? I just saw ITZ at the end. It could be anybody.
No.
It's not.
It's definitely not Lenny Kravitz.
I know it's not Lenny Kravitz. I was just saying it.
No,
I
can't. I can't see. It looks like it's Kranitz.
Kranitz, okay. I don't know. I'm not a Braves fan, but I'm not.
Close. I don't really.
Okay.
I mean, outside of Snicker, I don't really pay attention to the details. Saying, "Oh, we might have the best assistant hitting coaches and pitching coaches." I don't really pay attention to that. By the time these guys get to this level, hopefully, they're already developed enough to be able to be good pros. The only one that I really am concerned with is the general manager, obviously Snicker, making sure that he is putting the players in the correct spots. Making sure the lineups are the best players available. So
Yeah.
when he was going out there to the mound, like you said, I didn't know. I didn't recognize him either.
So first and second, 1 out. And the score is 0-0, like Hunter said. Nothing's happened so far. I was listening to it going down the road and to pick up lunch and come back, and I'm sure Hunter was right down the road too. And so far, Hunter, where's your offense?
I don't know.
I mean, you can't put a 0 on the Bravos, can you?
No, you can't. It's tough to put a 0 on us.
And if they do, how bad is that pitcher for the Reds feel right now? Like, come on, guys. I'm shutting these boys out.
Yeah, it's Trevor Bauer on the mound for the Reds. It's ace versus ace today, like
Right.
everybody figured it was going to be. And both aces they've pitched great games so far. It just so happened we turned this on and Fried goes to the dumps.
Hot
Line
shot to third,
drive.
double. Yeah. No. Whoa. I got to see that one, Hunter. That's pretty close.
That was really close.
Yeah, they want to know. The Braves want to know too. They may be a challenge. Do y'all challenge here, or what's the playoff rule? Is that, I mean, I as just a banger on the umpire, I thought he got him. Let's see.
That's bang bang.
It's close. We got
Tie
to
goes.
see.
Tie goes to the runner. So if that's the case, it doesn't surprise me.
Man, they didn't on my son the other day. They tied him out. I was like, what is going on? I even said that. So, well, it's coach pitch. Thought it was
Right.
tie goes the runner. At least in coach pitch. I know there's no such thing as a tie.
Nah, he was there.
Did he beat him?
It looks like
Good call,
he beat him.
Blue. So you got to give them credit when they get the calls right, or Tom would get mad at us. So the umpire with a great call. It'd be nice if Tom would like and share in his class and let the class know what's going on, right, Hunter?
Yeah, we've got real live sports going on right now. Postseason sports, to be exact. That's not just basketball. Everybody needs to be tuned in at this point, at least if you're a baseball fan. Live sports right now. Braves game going on. Again, still 0-0. Runners at the corners now with 2 outs. Looks like they're going to try and let Fried get himself out of this inning.
I'm guessing
They had a meeting on the mound, and I guess we're just going to let O'Day keep warming up just a little bit more in relief. I guess they believe Fried probably has a great opportunity here against this batter.
does he got a better chance than whoever would come in, Hunter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's then I would just shut my restream up there. But just thinking about it, Hunter, at this point, you don't have your ace, and it seemed like
Our true ace.
you're right,
Fried is our ace right now, but with
Right.
Soroka out, yes.
it seems like maybe there's some pressure on him coming into this game. I was listening to in the first couple innings before the game started. Anyway, runner goes, nothing going up. They got him in a pickle. The old first and third play, the Braves going to mess it up to get out. Now they got a pickle between third and home, and all the Reds going to mess it up. And it looks like the Braves may get it done. Dive, and he's out the plate.
Got him. Wow.
Runner moved over to
I
third.
didn't think Austin Riley was going to be able to catch him.
Runner still move over to third.
I'll say
that's
this,
three.
though. That's three.
That's
Yeah,
three.
that's three.
Wow.
Yep. The Reds
Reds
strand 2.
Run themselves into a double play. Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you what, that was a great throw.
What
I
a
thought he
double play.
hosed him. I thought he hosed him, but that second, the runner stopped in between second and first, and yeah, sure enough, got him. Look at that. He
Wow.
dove for him.
We'll be back in a minute. No, we don't have a commercial.
We'll be back in a minute as we talk about
We
this.
don't have a
As we
commercial.
talk about this cheeseburger sliding across the screen.
Right. So we'll work on some so Hunter, we've got some things to talk about today. We've got game 1. This is game 1 day.
Game 1 day, yeah, for a lot of them. Yes.
We've got Major League Baseball playoffs,
yes.
NBA Finals game 1.
Yes.
We've got NFL power rankings I got for you. My NFL power rankings is not
We'll
Hunter's.
see if I agree with him.
He doesn't. I know.
I might agree with quite a bit.
We'll see. I gave you one. I didn't get to put who I wanted to at 1 just because I would never hear the end of it.
There's.
so
I
I did.
I think I can guess
So I
who's at
did.
1.
But we'll see. Yeah, well, I'll put what the rest of the world says, and not put what I do.
Okay.
I'm not,
Right.
Some people are sheep, some people are lemmings, some people ain't. But I'll do it for this 1 week, Hunter.
Okay.
But if things happen next week, I'm putting the team I want to at 1, and y'all can just kiss it, because that's what I did. All right, we've got, like I said, NFL Power Rankings coming up at the end. We've got Major League Baseball. Let's go over what happened yesterday in the playoffs. American League started this joker off, and Hunter, upsets galore.
2 upsets. There were 2 upsets. Let me see. Actually, wait. Yeah, I think there were only 2 upsets. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Tampa Bay. That was closer than I thought it was going to be against Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Tampa Bay would come out a lot stronger with their offense. I guess that Tampa Bay's bats just weren't there. They ended up winning 3-1, and then the rest of them. So I take that back. There were 3, not just 2 upsets. There were 3 upsets if you look at them lowest seed versus highest seed. Houston upsets Tennessee. Minnesota. I looked at the team and was like, Tennessee. It's the Twins. Houston upset the Twins 4-1. The White Sox on top of the Oakland A's 4-1. And then the New York Yankees.
Hey, I've got
absolutely.
Yankees. I've got.
Do we have everybody?
I've
Almost.
got
You've got almost every team that's in the playoffs.
I got Dodgers. Who do Dodgers play?
Dodgers play.
Marlins?
No. Do they?
Dodgers, Marlins? No, they got Brewers.
Yeah, they got the Brewers.
And the Brewers got Marlins? Cubbies?
Yes,
okay.
The Cubs do have the Marlins. Yes.
I got the Reds up there in an Atlanta floppy hat. I don't have an Atlanta hard hat, Hunter.
Well, I do have the Atlanta hat on
never
right
wanted
now.
The Atlanta. Nobody knows what you're wearing. Turn that around. What are you doing? That is not the hat you wear backwards, Hunter. That's the one you wear as big and square as you can and look as 1985, 95
95 as I can. 95 World Championship, baby.
Let's get in over here.
95 World Championship.
There's a good shot of Hunter's 25-year-old hat he's got on.
Look at that.
Full of cobwebs and
everything.
All kinds of memories. Memories of Sid Bream sliding in the hall.
Memories that we are hoping to bring back this year. But for finishing up, when the American League started up yesterday, the Yankees hang 12 on the Cleveland Indians, 12-3.
Phew.
And out of all of the games that I just said, are you as shocked by one as I'm as shocked by one?
Oh, I put my Blue Jays hat on because I thought you said they won.
No, I said they lost. I said there were 3 upsets, but the Blue Jays weren't one of them.
I'm not shocked by any. I mean, in baseball, and that's what's. I'm not a fan of the 3-game series. You can lose. The Cardinals have lost this year to every bad team that they've played, at least once in every series. So the Royals have beat them, Detroit's beat them, Pittsburgh's beat them. So every series that they won, they at least lost one, 2-1 or something. So you go into a 3-game series, you lose that first one. 3 loses today. Are you going to be feeling too good, right? Going in the next 2
tomorrow?
days?
I don't know.
Because it's going to be the next 2 games is going to be a softball game, right? In Cincinnati, swing away.
No, they're in Atlanta for the whole thing.
No,
remember?
but I'm just saying in Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, Cincinnati is swing away. Absolutely. They've got nothing to lose. We've got everything to lose. Yeah. Obviously, being a higher seed. The game, obviously, that stood out to me yesterday was the fact that the Yankees did hang 12 on Cleveland. That's one thing Tom, when he comes in here on Saturdays and wants to talk about the Indians, that's the one thing that he constantly raves about is defense, defense, defense. Pitching. Yeah. Our pitching is so strong. And the Yankees were hot and cold this year. They started out really hot.
I'll do this for Tom, man.
Injuries started to pile up for them, and then they really started to go on a losing streak. They've started to heat back up, and I guess it's one of those things where it's peak at the right moment. The Yankees, they started to peak towards the end of the season right now, or at least started to be on the right side of the win-loss column towards the end of the season. And Cleveland, they struggled. Tom said they went on, a 7-game losing streak at one point, 8-game losing streak, then went on a 6-game win streak. So these are both such streaky teams. It wouldn't surprise me if the next game goes Cleveland's way, but they don't have nearly the offense the Yankees do. And we go a full 3 games in the 3-game series for the Yankees and the Indians game.
I'm going to do this for Tommy. All right, Tom. I was pulling for you guys, but you give up in game 1, 12 runs and 15 hits. That's not good, Tom. Just letting you know.
Not good.
Nah. You'll never ever see me wear a Yankees hat again except to troll somebody. So this is coming directly off my head before it catches fire. But over in the Braves game, Hunter, Braves now batting.
Well, Albies, that's a little bit behind now. They've updated it. Albies pops out. This will bring up, who is that? I couldn't even see. Duvall. This is a big bat for us. Adam Duvall. He hit 3 home runs in that 29-run game that we had against the Marlins this year. So he can really, if he gets a hold of one, he can send it flying. The problem is this again this is now playoff baseball. You're getting everybody's best, and so tonight he just happens to be, or at least this afternoon, he happens to be facing Trevor Bauer, who is probably one of the top 3 pitchers in the National League right now, as he goes down 0-2 with a swing. So this is going to be a tough task, but I still believe Atlanta can pull it out. The problem is, I don't know if that means that they'll just necessarily win Game 1. Do we have to possibly sacrifice Game 1 just to get past the ace and then unload all of the offense we have on the next 2 pitchers?
Here's the question. What I was getting at with Freed earlier is, with the pressure on him, without Soroka being there,
is he going to do too much?
Is it going to be too much pressure on him to say, when I pitch, we have to win because we never know about the offense or the other rest of the pitching staff going forward.
Right.
So that was my thing. Like, is that one of those things where you want to pitch him a different day than actually against their ace? Because if you lose against their ace anyway, then what do you have afterwards? So now you got
a bad swing.
Yeah, it was. Now you got 0-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and that's going to call strike 3 on Duvall, and he's going to sit there. He's thinking about arguing it, but I don't know what he's.
There's no way you can argue that. Your bat almost went completely around your body on that check swing. I don't quite understand. A little bit of game break action. They're showing us Houston has gone up again on the Twins right now. Astros up 6-3. And look, I said I had the Twins winning that series. Obviously the Houston leads this series right now 1-0. Because I truthfully thought, okay, seriously, I was along with everybody else. Houston cannot cheat this year. All of their star players' batting averages are down, so the Twins have an opportunity. But maybe it is an experience thing. Maybe it is the fact that they've been there before. Maybe they cruised along as the season went on, regular season wise, and now they're like, all right, it's time to stop messing around and go the hell off where it really matters in the playoffs.
That's the ball you got to put in the second deck, huh?
Yeah, it's Dansby. Dansby Swanson's at the plate now for Atlanta. 2 outs.
Hey, Bauer kind of hung that slider, but that was a good shot there of the great Joey Votto. If you look at the War Hunter, he's going to go down as one of the all-time greatest players in Major League Baseball history.
Dansby's not much of a power hitter. He's more of a
just skipped over.
He's more of a batting. I know. I can't get into a conversation about war on this show. I just get too fired up. But Dansby's more of a contact hitter. I mean, he will get you a home run every now and then, but as of right now, what I'm looking at is I really want these guys to get more just on base than just swing for the fence. But that's not what they teach you to do anymore. It's either swing for the fence or strike out. So I would much rather see Dansby at least get on base because if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to think how our lineup is right now. Ozuna is around the corner at the DH position. Mm-hmm. So if even with 2 outs, if we could get him at the plate, I would at least feel confident. He leads the National League or was leading the National League when the season ended, regular season ended, with home runs. So I don't know. Am I a little worried? I can't sit here and lie and say no. Yeah, because Bauer looks like he's doing a really good job against our batting lineup right now. And that is our strength because I've always said this year, we'll just out-bat everybody. If it's a pitching duel, though, I'm not so sure.
You think they have enough things on the screen, graphics? We got a bottom line. We got a top left corner. We got a top right corner.
You got the bottom left guy.
What's the top right corner there for if the bottom's there, Hunter?
Yeah, I know.
It's doing the same stuff.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
And, God, he's a jackwagon.
He is.
I'm not a fan of it at all.
You're not a fan of the Bauer?
No.
No. Well, I will say this. Even though he has his antics, did you see him when he got a strikeout on a guy He put it in the dirt, but the guy swung on it for strike 3 in the inning, and he walked off the field like it was Conor McGregor, just swinging his arms, his shoulders back. Dude, he's funny, but I won't sit here and say I'm a fan of him, but I can't say that he's not good. He's good.
You know why that's so ignorant? Because as a pitcher, you're going to give up bombs. Like
it's gonna happen.
It's not like you can just like Hunter, for example, like say a basketball player does that. But if I go out and score 40 every time, I can waggle my arms all I want.
Right.
But you can't necessarily do that as a pitcher. You're going to get hit. You're going to get touched up. Nobody goes undefeated. Nobody has a 0.0 ERA.
Right.
That's it's just weird.
I don't know. I guess he just
pitcher.
I guess he just believes in himself.
And I'm not even really that big of an old school guy like that. It's more of a, and I think kind of with maybe as an example with Cam, it's by position. Like if you outfielder is a nut, that's not a big deal. If your wide receiver is a diva, that's not a big deal. But your pitcher is the face on the mound.
He's the guy.
Your
Especially
quarterback
your ace.
is the face of the franchise.
Especially your ace.
It's a leader of men type thing. Is kind of what I'm getting at. And yeah, is that your leader of men walking out with Conor McGregor? What about the fourth guy who gives up 6 runs a game, but today he only gives up 3? Does he get to walk off like that then? Like it's the whole example thing, I guess, of the leadership that is kind of just.
I don't know.
Weird.
All I know is I give credit where credit is due. Trevor Bauer is a good pitcher. He's in conversations for Cy Young, part of the National League, as well as the pitcher Yu Darvish for the Cubs. So those are the games. Some of the National League games. Obviously, Game 1 for all National League series are kicking off today. Game 2 for the American League series are playing today as well. So like we heard earlier, or like we saw earlier, the little game break that they had, Houston and Minnesota playing as of right now. The other games that will be coming on later today from the American League: Chicago White Sox, Oakland A's, Toronto and Tampa Bay. Actually, I take that back. Buffalo Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays, and Yankees and the Indians. So they will be playing later today as well.
So Yankees lead the Indians, Rays lead the Blue Jays, White Sox over the A's, and Astros over the Twins. Hunter, that's 3 upsets yesterday.
Yes, 3. I had mistaken.
And the one team that didn't, I put their hat on.
Yes. You were really rooting
Way to go,
for
Buffalo.
The Buffalo Blue Jays.
I was.
The Buffalo Blue Jays. I would like to see the Blue Jays upset the Rays, but I think the Rays have a really good shot of making it to the World Series. The problem is like we said yesterday, or like I said yesterday when I was reading a lot of the percentages that these quote-unquote experts are giving, is that it doesn't matter who's coming out of the American League because the Dodgers can just squash them. Mm-hmm. That's essentially all I'm hearing, all I'm reading is that, sure, enjoy these playoffs while you can, as Martin is now on the mound for the Braves in relief of Fried. But enjoy your team if you made the playoffs, but it doesn't matter because when you face the Dodgers, you're going to get stomped. That's everything I've read.
Would you have took Fried out right now? Since he got out of it, nobody on?
I think so. I think it's not a bad call. If you just think that you have the guy in preparation, and if you believe in your bats. Sure, the guy's going to come in relief, and you have to just believe that your offense is going to get it going, and he's just going to be a game manager. Believe in the guys behind him. I think we've got a great defense behind the pitcher. I think Dansby Swanson is fantastic at the shortstop position. Albies is a great second baseman. We know Freddie Freeman is probably contending for a Gold Glove at the first base. So I have no problem with bringing in the relief pitcher. There are just certain names I don't want to see be brought in relief.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There are just certain names that I see, and I'm like, I'm kind of concerned, but I had to just double check. I didn't want us to have a fiasco like we had Monday. I was sitting there like, wait. I'm sitting there, I'm like, have we been live for like 20 minutes muted? But nah, we've been okay.
We may have just got up and walked away.
I would have been like, I'm watching the rest of the game. Just enjoy it. I'll give you my synopsis when it's over. So, do you think out of any of the American League games that have already played one and that are going to play their second one today, one goes 3? Or does the team that won game 1 end up ending it today?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know about baseball. I honestly don't know. Baseball, it's 3 games. You know, again, Hunter, I've seen too many times where the best baseball team doesn't win. The team that wins has the most runs, and we're talking about a 60-game season here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, can the Braves out-hit them? You're 0-0 now. There's a lot of – I would bet 1,000 to 1,000,000 people, whoever bet on it, Hunter, 99% of them, nobody had them the over-under at -1
right.
under 1. So – it's just crazy postseason baseball. Like I said, Cardinals have had Kershaw's number, and you just don't know.
That's
There's a
trouble.
fly ball.
Good Lord.
Seattle, back when Griffey and them were playing, I thought I thought maybe that was the best team I've ever seen. And they set a major league record for wins, and they didn't win championship.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardinals, Hunter, I saw the team that got swept by the Red Sox. When the Red Sox won their first World Series and whatever it was, that was one of the best teams they've ever had. And that was me all in on the conspiracy that, once they beat the Yankees and came back, I was like, hey, no way we're winning it. And I thought we were the better team that year.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought we were the best team in baseball that year. We don't win it then. We don't win 97 wins, 96 wins. We win the World Series with 83 wins. I mean, that it was one of the worst teams they had in the Yadier Molina era. There's a fly ball to right field, 2 down now for the Braves.
That's Marquez pulling that one in right field. So I guess Ozuna's not in the outfield. I looked. It was I guess he's still just sitting on the DH spot for us in the bats, which is fine. I like Duvall out in left. Austin Riley obviously playing third for us. So there's still not a lot. There's still some time for the Braves offense to maybe turn it around as it's 0-2 now for the Reds. Nobody on base.
Y'all got 2 hits, Albies and Acuna.
That's it. I know, and the Reds have 6. They had 6 or 7 hits on us. So Fried obviously they were just getting what he was throwing at them, but the defense just played good enough to where they didn't allow any scores. That's a big swing.
I'm trying to figure out how Freddie's 0 for 2 and he doesn't have a walk. Did he bunt somebody over?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well,
I don't
fly,
quite remember.
He didn't hit a fly out, so why would he be?
I don't quite remember. So the other games coming up in this afternoon for the National League.
How the Cardinals play? 5 o'clock?
The Cardinals do, in fact, play at 5 o'clock. In the top of the second right now is Miami and Chicago. That was close. I know the box said that was...
How do you not call that a strike?
That was
because
close.
It curved
Yeah.
from the strike zone to that corner.
And it didn't miss that corner by much either.
I mean, like that, according to K-Zone. But even if it even curved into that, like as an umpire, you're like, that's a strike.
So Miami and Chicago starting. They're in the top of the second right now. Kevin, who you got in that game just today? Great grab, Riley. Good throw over to Freeman. And that's 1, 2, 3, and we're going into now the bottom of the 8th. But the Miami-Chicago series. So the Cubs, Yu Darvish probably pitching today. He's in running for the Cy Young. Best pitcher in the National League right now, some could argue. But Miami has had spurts this year where they've been able to score with the Braves. They've beat us a couple times this year. They were able to finish second in a very competitive division bats-wise. But to me, I think I still kind of like Chicago in Game 1.
There's only 3 games behind them on the season. So, I mean, I think all these matchups, Hunter, right, after 60 games, I could almost say they're all even and not feel, and flip a coin almost. I bet we could let JP pick them, and he could do just as good as most prognosticators in this first round. 3-game series, you don't know. It's a 60-game season. National League teams have DHs now. Like, who's got the best DH in the National League? Who had a random guy sitting on the bench when this season? You damn right.
Yeah,
the Braves do. So Cardinals, they got rid of Osuna. So he could have been playing DH for us. Like, what if we ended on into the season, Hunter, that we needed a DH?
Right.
Do we then keep Osuna?
Probably because you know what he brings to the plate.
That's what I'm saying. Like that mess swung that for you guys as far as offensively wise. So
that's the other National League game that's just up and running, and the top of the second right now, scoreless. The other National League game that is game 1 of their series. 5 o'clock, your St. Louis Cardinals against the San Diego Padres. You told me Monday, you believe the Cardinals can win a series, whether it's this series.
I think they win too because of the short series. There's a 3 and a 5.
Yeah.
And with the Yadier Molina in a 3 and 5 game series, put it this way, Hunter.
Cardinal. Yeah, you can call me
I
Cardinal.
know it's turned into a baseball philosophy, but the Cardinals have been talking about this since like 2001 too, when Pujols and Molina first started. Win every series. So every series they go into, they play a 3-game series. Mostly, you'll say we're going to take 2, and at the end of the season, we'll be in first place.
Right.
So that's been the philosophy. That's been their goal. So that's their strategy, is to actually win the 3-game series and then worry about the next team in the next series, as opposed to one pitcher pitches.
I guess my question then is this.
Guys.
I guess my
they're
question,
used to playing like this. Kind of what I'm saying.
Oh, look, they're showing a 95 World Series champions. I'm wearing that hat. Would you look at that? I guess what my question is then is, do you see St. Louis taking game 1, or do you see them maybe not taking game 1? Do you see them splitting, or do they just sweep?
I'll let you do this. Do you know anything about either one of these pitchers, Paddock or Kim?
I know nothing about the either one of these pitchers.
Okay, so
the only thing I know is that the San Diego Padres are basically the West Coast version of the Braves. Offense. So now the Cardinals have been able to salvage the season that they were on a run for. So I can't really pick against them because that would be wrong. And, historically, the Cardinals have always been good come postseason time. It didn't matter how they got in at what seed when it came postseason time. We saw this last year against the Braves. They show up and they're ready to play. 1.62 ERA for
Don't do it.
Kwang Hyun Kim, the pitcher today for the St. Louis Cardinals. I think you can win game 1 because I'm looking at this right now. If pitching is doing this for Cincinnati against Atlanta, holding us scoreless, then your pitching, sure enough, should be able to really combat San Diego's high-powered offense. Markakis puts the ball on the ground over to second baseman for the first out of the inning.
Well, Kim's got 3-0 with a 1.62 ERA.
3-0, but how many games has he played?
I don't know.
Is it only 3? Did they just pull him up? Is he a freshie?
I don't have the.
Is he a diaper dandy? Is he fresh? Straight out the minors? Because they needed arms? You never know.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Unless they,
he got 7 starts.
7 starts. Okay, 7 starts, 3-0.
No, actually 6 starts. One of them was relief.
That was a lazy swing, but I don't even know. Is this Austin Riley at the plate right now? Yeah, that was the laziest swing I've ever seen in my life.
Looks like 3-0, 6 starts. He's got 5 innings in every start, Hunter. So he quality start every time.
Okay, quality start every time, and he could maybe, now that it's postseason time, push the limits a little bit more. Maybe get 6 or 7 innings.
Let's go, Kim.
So if you're feeling comfortable with it, I could see St. Louis taking this game. I know I had the Padres winning this series, but that's because I'm in the same boat that I felt with I am with Atlanta. The bats at some point, if you can just out-hit somebody, I think that's what it comes down to. But I know the saying literally is, well, how do you combat
pitching
good bats?
Defense.
It's pitching and defense.
Hunter, what's going on in this game?
It's pitching and yeah, it's exactly what it is.
The aces are up there. So just remember, folks, when I'm picking the Cardinals, that the idea is, when Yadier Molina is in the game, the pitching staff gives up 1 run less a game than they do when he's not there. Almost 2. They actually are almost 1 run less than everyone in baseball when he's in the lineup.
Here's the question that I have now when I'm looking up here at Atlanta and Cincinnati pitching. So you've got Bauer.
He didn't go.
He didn't go. You've got Bauer now at 8 innings. Do you let him go 9 with the success that he's having?
You damn right.
What if it stays 0-0?
You bring him in. You leave him in
there.
there.
You leave him in there for as long as you can?
Bro, you stay in there. Here's why.
It's 3 games.
As soon as you put someone at that's
and what I'm
put someone
getting
else
at.
in, the Braves are going to swing for the fence.
We're going to swing for the fence.
Right.
That's exactly
You'll hit a
that's
walk-off.
exactly what my thought was, if we somehow, some way,
he's throwing He just struck out on a fastball at 94. I saw last in 95. So, I mean, he's still mid-90s.
I don't know.
That's right. I'm just trying. What are you swinging at and missing?
I don't know.
Hunter?
I'm just
My
trying to. I'm
God.
just trying to think of a way that Atlanta somehow overcomes this pitching problem against Cincinnati. Because if they do bring in
How
someone
about
in
score
relief,
one?
yeah, no, seriously, yeah, that's all we would have to do is score one. But that was my mindset was, if all we have to do is beat one guy in relief, and they're pulling him.
Oh, they're pulling him now.
They're pulling him now.
We were talking about going 9. What are they doing? All right, Hunter, congratulations. y'all win game 1. He just tomahawk chopped you too.
Wow.
Yeah, he gave you the chop.
Please light a fire underneath somebody that you really aren't supposed to light a fire under with this team with this much firepower. Please do that. Because guess who's at the plate now? Ronald.
So they took him out basically at the bottom of the lineup and said, you're not facing the top of the lineup 4 times.
I don't understand that.
So Acuna today flied out to center, struck out looking, and doubled to deep center. So maybe they don't want him to double or hit a home run.
I don't know. It's to me that was a questionable move.
Ain't nobody on base.
We'll look back
Right?
at this. No, it's 0-2. Nobody on base. We'll look back on this movement right here when this game is over and saying, was this maybe the right move to pull Bauer out like that? Why not try and have him finish 9 and just rely on your offense? Because Fried's not in the game anymore for the Braves. It's a relief. We might even be bringing in a closer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just strange to me. That's just strange.
Well, they went to commercial while I was sitting there watching
went to commercial.
the game cast.
Yeah,
I just watched the stat page. And here's a commercial.
And then the final National League game today is, I don't know, anybody's going to stay up late to watch this. But at 10 o'clock, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Los Angeles Dodgers face off for their game 1 of their series.
Listen, the baseball writers love the Dodgers. So
They love them.
all the people on TV. They love the Dodgers. They love the Angels. They want to go to L.A. That's the reason why, Hunter. Their studios are there. They want to go there, enjoy the weather, enjoy L.A. And it's so biased into that it's easy to see. Yeah,
I don't see anybody that probably gives Milwaukee a sliver of a chance. I don't think Milwaukee wins the series. I think the Dodgers do win the series. Dodgers have been the best team in baseball all year. I don't see them, taking a back seat now. It's just going to be, are they actually going to face somebody at some point this year that's not in their division or a American League West team that they obviously haven't seen at all during the season, and they're not going to know how to prepare for them. Because like me and you can say, people forget that all the time. All they did was play National League West teams and American League West teams.
Right.
So could the Milwaukee Brewers have something that they haven't seen all year? The Brewers were in arguably the most competitive division in baseball.
Got 4 teams.
The Central. They got 4 teams in. So I don't know. I think the Dodgers can win the series. It's just, is it going to be, just a quick 2 games and then it's over, or does Milwaukee possibly steal one?
All right, Acuna's at the plate.
Acuna is at the plate, 1 for 3 on the day.
First pitch is ball. Second pitch, ball.
Third pitch, ball. So put him on then.
I mean, Trevor Bauer could have done that.
Yeah, Bauer's looking out there right now, and he's probably trying to bite his lip so hard not to say anything.
Well, hit it out. 3-0 count. He tried to. Now, wait a minute, Hunter. I remember earlier this season a guy swung at a 3-0 count, and they got mad at him. Well, why are we not having a fight right now? Why are we not having a baseball brawl right now? He just swung at a 3-0 count.
Yeah. I don't know. It's strange.
The rules of baseball.
The rules of baseball. 3-1 pitch.
He blew that one right by him.
3-2, full count.
98 on the inside corner, Hunter. That's tough. That's just, I can only imagine. I'm guessing he's not throwing the changeup here.
No, I don't think he's leaving anything for Acuna.
I mean, what's he breathing all hard for?
He's throwing 5 pitches.
Yeah, he's sweating to death out there throwing 5. How hot is it in Atlanta? He got the out. Struck him out.
98. Does that say 98 or 99? I can't read. 98.
He got him.
He got him.
But
So
no more Bauer. You got Freddie Freeman to lead off the ninth. All right, Hunter.
that's
That's
baseball.
baseball for now. We'll come back in the ninth inning.
Yeah, we'll come back
to
in the
wrap
ninth
that
inning
up.
for the Braves game that's happening live right now. You guys didn't realize you were going to tune in today and get a play-by-play from the Shock Joxx podcasters, but also mixed in between, we talk about the series that are going on or getting ready to happen today.
So looking at the NL Central, these teams, Hunter, none of them scored 300 runs, but none of them gave up 300 runs. They're all averaging basically every single one of them 4 runs or 4.5 runs a game and giving up 4.5 runs a game. Like they are all 4 to 5 runs a game is their go.
And see, you got to look at it. Like in that case, we kind of have to take into consideration who they did play. They just beat up on each other.
And the American League Central,
And the
got
American League
3
Central.
and 2.
So it was they played. You could argue they played the tougher schedules than anybody else in baseball. You could argue that because you look at, like you said, 3 people got in from the American League Central, 4 teams got in from the National League Central.
So you guys scored 300 runs.
Mm-hmm.
You, the Dodgers, and Padres did. The rest of the guys in the playoffs in the National League did not. Giants missed at 299. Over in the American League, 300 runs, Yankees, Blue Jays, White Sox. Pitching-wise, runs against, Twins gave up Indians at 209 and the Braves at 288. The Marlins gave up 300 runs, so their pitching's not there. Cardinals probably had the best pitching in the National League Central, probably right there at the same as the Cubs, if not just slightly.
I'll just go out on a
better.
limb. I'll go out on a limb right here about this game that's on right now.
Dodgers got the best National League, though. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say. I think we go extra here. I think we go over 9.
Oh, he needs 1. Let's go. What are you waiting on?
Listen, I know that and you know that, but nobody can seem to get their bat on the ball, so I think we go extra. I don't know how many in extra, but I think game 1 in this series goes extra. So
are we going to the top of the ninth now? Is that what we're doing?
yes, top of the 9th.
All right, Hunter. Let's. Do you want to go ahead and go into the NBA Finals? You ready? Or
Are you ready?
Hang on here.
No, we can go right into the NBA Finals. We've really beaten up for 40 minutes now about baseball.
Okay.
I think it's time because, like you said, this is the day of game 1s for National League teams and for NBA players. Because tonight is game 1 of the NBA Finals, ladies and gentlemen. We did not think this would even happen a few months ago. We didn't even think basketball would be back. But yet, here we are. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Miami Heat, nobody thought.
You know who did? Somebody did on this show. Wasn't me.
Was it Tom?
Mm-mm. It's been a long time before the playoffs started.
Who? Wasn't Terry?
Zach.
Zach.
Yeah, he made sure he texted me last night to remind me.
Oh, yeah. He's feeling himself right now.
Zach, he did. He
Oh, would you
predicted-
look at that old Joey Votto trotting over to the back to the dugout because he got out?
Did he strike
But yeah,
out?
I don't know if he struck out or if he popped out, but he was out. That's regardless. We're on basketball. I just wanted to throw that in there because you were talking about the great for war, those Joey Votto fans.
Okay, I got
But
you.
we're back. We're still here with basketball. Lakers Heat game 1 tonight, and it seems like just like all the other writers want to pick the Dodgers. For baseball, all the writers are sitting here writing off the Miami Heat, saying they have no opportunity against the Lakers. And I think that is a complete lie. I think they're definitely underselling what Miami brings to the table. I'm not going to sit here and say that I would bet the house. I said that Monday, same reference. I wouldn't bet the house that the Miami Heat are going to win this series. That was a lazy swing. You
Who
probably
is this
think.
cat pitching?
I don't know. But but
Hunter doesn't even
I think the Heat, the best opportunity for them is to steal game 1 to kind of set the tone. You know, it's going to be tough though, especially if the referees
Oh yeah.
ref this game. Little touch foul sending
they're-
AD and LeBron to the line all of the time.
They're the ones that are sending the tone. That's-
To me, what I would really enjoy seeing, it's going to be tough that the league even lets this happen, I would really like to see the the refs kind of swallow the whistle. Obviously, if it's blatant, call it.
I just want them to just call the right fouls. Like
I kind of want to see them let them play, because if you let them play this game, I'm not going to guarantee that the Heat win it, but the game will be closer because the Heat play great. They're not great, but they play really good physical defense.
I was hoping that the playoffs we wouldn't have the referee issue, but without the home crowd. My excuse was, if it's not fixed, maybe they're just affected by the home crowd, the momentum and the energy and all that. Yeah, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but you get in here and it's quiet and you're allowing LeBron to just run over the people.
Taking calls from the league office.
Paul Millsap, with his back turned to Anthony Davis sprained his own ankle by himself, and they called a foul on him.
Well, yeah.
Like, come on. Like, it just, it is what it is. You see what you see. And, some people believe, people want to believe. People want to believe in certain things, and people want to believe that what they're seeing is real, but I mean, come on.
Now,
sometimes it ain't.
Now, Jimmy Butler came out and said, no one believes in us, basically.
I believe in you, Jimmy.
No one picked us to be here. And he said, essentially, that's fine. We like it that way. And you know what I think?
Heat and 4, Hunter.
Heat and 4. They just sweep them. Yeah, no, there's no way. Unless something catastrophic, knock on wood, because I don't call for injury, but unless something happens to that big two of the Lakers, I just don't see a sweep in order for the Heat. And again, I'm not like one of these talking heads on television that will sit there and say Lakers in 5. Just giving the Heat one game. No. I could see the Heat taking 2 games. I could see the Heat sending it to 7. I don't know if the Heat will win it, but this isn't just going to be a pushover. Like I said Monday, you look at it, which team's got the better 3-point shooting in a 3-point shooting league?
Going to bottom 9, Hunter.
Yep, we're going to the bottom of the 9th. This is the opportunity for a walk-off. Freeman will be at the plate. So would you look at that? But back to basketball. To me, in a 3-point shooting league, the more consistent 3-point shooters, that is the Miami Heat, are always going to have an opportunity to be in it. And how many times did we see the Heat go on runs against the Celtics, sometimes get up by 10 to 15 because their 3-point shooting and all of their guards were just hitting those shots? They'd come down, play good defense. Even when Boston would come back and maybe lessen the lead or take the lead, what happened? Miami tightened up that defense and just started making shots again. So the most consistent team, I know the Lakers haven't lost a lot of games in their series, just like Miami didn't lose a lot of games in their series. But to me, the most consistent team, when you talk about, what your key players are going to give you, and what your role players are going to give you, has been Miami. So, guys,
did they miss some regular season games? Why are they the 5 seed? Did they just not play good? Was somebody hurt? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Like, is it just now gelling? Like, what's the
think
deal
about who's in front of them. I mean, Boston, Indiana. Let's just go 4-3-2-1. It was Indiana, Boston, Toronto, and the Bucks. So I don't know if they missed games. I can't remember. Maybe they were just kind of relaxing as the regular season was going on. Think about it. When did we even get to the All-Star break and then COVID hit? Yeah, we had to. We were at 60-plus games. My bad. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe they were starting to rack it up a little bit as the season went along. I know this is not NBA Finals news, but did you see, because I brought up the Indiana Pacers just now, did you see what Victor Oladipo said?
Yeah, he wants out.
He wants out. He will not be there after next season. So,
where does he want to go?
He wants to go to a contender, a la an LA team, probably, if they have the money. A la maybe the Houston Rockets if they go out and there's another storyline that I wanted to bring up. So, anyways, we'll just go ahead and wrap up the NBA.
No, we're fine. Just keep.
No,
we're in the NBA.
It's still NBA. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying we'll wrap up the Game 1 talks right now because this is not having to do with anything with Game 1. What I want to bring up because the game's not even played. Essentially, it's just who do you believe is going to win Game 1? Seriously, like matchup wise, I think Miami could do it if they come out and play a lot harder than if the Lakers are overlooking them. definitely I could see them do it. Lakers look over and say, "Oh, we just got a 5 seed." It wouldn't surprise me. Who do you think wins? Like just heart or head pick? I don't care which one.
Well, Heart's Heat.
Right.
Heart is Heat and 4.
Heart is Heat and 4.
Head is NBA makes it Lakers and 6. I mean, maybe even 7.
I think it goes 6 or 7.
Listen, they make more money if there's more games, Hunter.
Mhm.
When's the last time there was a sweep in the NBA Finals?
Didn't the Warriors beat them like 4-1 though?
Who?
The Cavaliers the first time when
They
they
might
didn't.
have. But you still
Or no, I think when Durant was there, it was like 4-1. Like it wasn't even close.
like they make more money if there's more games.
You're right.
So again, how much money do they make per game? When you look when people say, "Why do you think things are fixed?" Well, okay, let's say you make, I don't know, $10 million or for the Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wouldn't you want to make it to Game 7 of the NBA Finals? And if that's so, let's say you get to Game 7 and Nike calls and says, "Hey, we'll pay you guys $20 million if LeBron wins." So now you've made $30 million if LeBron
But that's
wins.
just all conspiracy.
I know it is, but what I'm saying is how easy it can be. People act
I
like
know that.
people act by you saying it's conspiracy, you act like it's crazy. But I'm like, it's so easy to do, and it's so mean. Is Nike not invested enough to pay the NBA or pay a referee an amount of money that would make a difference in a ball game? And they are. They are. The more LeBron makes the finals, the more money Nike makes. The more the NBA makes. It's all tied together. The more China makes, the more all of them make. So, to me, Hunter, it's they be quiet on certain instances, and it's anytime it's about making money, it's they have no comment.
It's happening.
What, did he hit it out?
They walked him.
Oh, now they're just gonna get a double play.
I know what you mean. It's easy to do.
I'm saying it's way easier than people make it out to be. Saying that people would never do it, and I'm like, have you never watched any type of a organized crime movie of any kind? Have you ever? They've basically legalized gambling in almost every state across the country. So like, what? That people do this. Like people do things for money, and it's just it would not. It
I guess my heart, like you would say, Miami. I think this goes 7, and I can't pick a winner. I can't because I have to see what happens in Game 1. I have to see how the referees set the tone of how they're going to call this series. I have to see if Miami's going to be able to play physical defense with the Lakers, and I have to see if LeBron is going to get away with his drive into the lane offensive fouls.
Also, Dwight Howard gets a double-double, it's going to be trouble for the other team.
Oh, it is. I agree with that.
Because if Davis is effective at the 4 and LeBron, and then Dwight gets in
There will-
I said that last summer. I was like,
Miami is
y'all
still
can't let LeBron get Dwight.
Miami is still going to struggle with size.
Yeah.
They're going to struggle with size on the inside. But what can they beat it with? Their outside shooting.
Well, they're going to try to they're going to try to shoot like the Rockets, but play a little bit better defense and have some.
I think they can do that though.
have
They can
some
play better
inside
defense.
Wonder why he wears that, like that neon yellow.
I don't know.
It looked decent with the Cardinal stuff, but y'all have no yellow whatsoever.
No, not at all.
We at least have it on the bat, and it wasn't the same color,
Right.
but you could at least say, it looks kind of.
So, the storyline I wanted to bring up to you that is still NBA related after I brought up the fact that Victor Oladipo doesn't want to be with the Indiana Pacers anymore, as Ozuna strikes out. That's unfortunate, but is one out with a runner on, did you see that Doc Rivers and the Los Angeles Clippers have parted ways?
Yeah.
Doc Rivers is the most successful coach in Clippers history, but I'm going to say this. I'm not surprised because this was an all-time choke job for the Clippers organization. And not only that, you would think him as the head coach, when you have these substantial leads, would be able to coach your players and just say, hey, just don't give up the 16 to 20 point lead that we have right now. I've heard a lot of the guys.
Is Doc Rivers the Dan Quinn of the NBA?
Oh, are the Clippers the Atlanta Falcons of the NBA?
Well, the Falcons have at least made a couple Super Bowls. Clippers ain't never made a conference championship.
True, this is true.
They're the Detroit Lions. That's who they are.
Yeah, but
All right, where are you
the
going?
reason why I brought that up is because, Victor is going to be looking for another team. Maybe it looks like because D'Antoni is not going to return to the Rockets. Maybe the Rockets look to blow up what they thought they were building. D'Antoni's not going to be there anymore. Maybe Westbrook is moved away. Maybe Harden is moved away. All I know is if Oladipo wants to go to a contender, I'm not going to say Doc Rivers just makes that an immediate contender. But maybe you put Oladipo there because it looks like they want James Harden running more of a point guard position anyways. You put him at the 2 guard, you've got a better shooting Westbrook. I mean...
Is any of the Rockets free agents, or are they all signed?
I'm not sure how many of them free agents. How are you just going to watch that in the top left corner to get struck out? Nothing makes me more mad than a guy standing there watching a called strike.
This Reds pitcher Iglesias is just throwing straight smoke down the pipe, and the Braves ain't got nothing for him.
Nothing.
Hunter, he's bringing it. 98, 97, 99 every pitch.
I mean, right now, and then here's
He's
Albies.
just throwing it down the middle. He don't care.
0-2. I don't know. So, do you think that would be a good move by the Rockets? Because it looks like they're blowing everything up to start over. And possibly bring in maybe a Doc Rivers. The other way you could spin that is, well, who do the Clippers bring in?
As a Charlotte Hornets fan, Hunter, I would say never trade players that can make the playoffs. Just don't do it. Like, don't take the chance. But, I don't know. If Morey's still there, so he's in charge and he does wild and crazy things. So I would expect something weird.
Everybody knows now in the NBA, it is out that Victor Oladipo does not want to be in Indiana.
Here's what I got. Here's my question for you. Should Michael Jordan throw money at Doc Rivers?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Right now.
Because I think Doc Rivers can develop players. Think about it whenever Blake Griffin and them first got there to the Clippers. He was able to bring in an already veteran presence in Chris Paul. But other than that, he had to develop Blake Griffin into what he was. He had to work with everybody else in that lineup. And I think he brings at least a little bit of stability to, like, he comes in and you're like, okay, I have no question. Like all the question marks I have around James Borrego. All the question marks that were there around Clifford on if he even wanted to give the young guys a chance.
All right.
I think that would not be a bad deal at all. The problem then that you have to face if you are the Hornets is that we just got to let go of Borrego then and pray to God that we can bring in Doc Rivers. I think that would be a great.
Well, you contact Doc.
You make the offer,
before,
and then
don't even say nothing to Borrego.
Just to me, I think that would be a substantial move for that franchise.
Could that
going
possibly
forward.
land a free agent? That's the question. Like, is anyone signing? Is any of these mid-level free agents that we're not doubling up the money like we did with Batum signing in Charlotte to play with James Borrego?
No, not James Borrego.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No.
like
Doc Rivers.
We could possibly
maybe.
get a guy.
Doc Rivers, maybe, because of his name, and he's one of the few coaches in the NBA that has won an NBA championship. He has worked with big egos. He had Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Rondo on the same team at one point.
So Oladipo can only he's going to be an unrestricted free agent next summer. So basically the deal is they got to trade him by the trade deadline if they want anything. So that's if Indiana does it, they're probably going to want to trade him to the East.
No.
So I would say Charlotte is out on that one.
Because, see, I was going to say this.
I have seen a Blake Griffin to Charlotte rumor.
I'd like it. I mean,
I don't know who they're going to trade for him, but it doesn't really matter. Anybody on the roster
I don't hate that.
I think everybody on the Charlotte roster is available, but Devontae Graham.
And I'm fine with that.
I'm
fine with that.
You can have anybody.
Devontae Graham is not Kimba, but he's like a poor man's Kimba.
But for the price you pay, he's doing the same stuff.
And he's not bad, and he could have and probably should have won Most Improved Player of the Year last year. He went from only scoring like 4 points a game to 18 to 19.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a jump? And I know it was for a bad team, but that's neither here nor there.
Still getting 18 and 5 in the NBA.
The problem that you're going to find, though, if the Hornets were able somehow, some way to pull off the Doc Rivers signing, Michael Jordan said, you know what? I need a name. We got to bring in Doc, and we got to pay him a buttload of money. So they bring him in, and they make him, I don't know, maybe the highest paid coach in the NBA. You'd probably have to do that to get a guy of his caliber to come to a non-contender and essentially say, we're in rebuild mode. So say they do that.
Money is straight Michael Jordan money, too.
Yeah.
Like coaching money is straight out of his pocket. That's no cap. That's not in the NBA.
Yeah. There's no coaching cap. Right. None. You could, if you want him, just throw the money at him and say, you want to come and get this or not?
I want to look at a box score. I'm reading though.
I will say this. I know his name alone could draw players. It's going to be hard, though, if the player is like, I'm in a win now situation. Like, I have to go and find a championship-ready team.
Oh, yeah.
That's always going to be difficult to pull someone in like that.
You need to be able to get somebody that's 25, 24, 23, make a deal, somebody you like, somebody that you can develop. You need 4 or 5 good players, and they're just not there right now.
No, and I think what will also, well, I will say this: if they were to make a move head coaching wise, they would have to do it before the draft, because that head coach probably needs to have some say so on who's coming into this organization. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sure, the general manager and all of them are going to have a lot to do with it, the analytics guys for this, but this is a big pick. Okay, it's a top 5 pick. It's third. You kind of know who's going to go 1 and 2 or vice versa. But if you were to make a coaching change for the Hornets, and let's say they did throw all the money at Doc Rivers, because that's one of the things that I don't think the Clippers really understand is, who are you going to replace Doc Rivers with? Are you just going to elevate Ty Lue and give Ty Lue the Clippers job? I mean, yeah, he won it with LeBron, but was Ty Lue really coaching? Or was that just LeBron James put everybody on his back? You know, it's difficult.
I think we make too much about these coaching moves. That here's the ones you need to worry about. Clippers. I think they're the more important hunter for them is what they do with Paul George, because obviously there's people in the locker room that aren't fans of him, and it's his last year. He can move on for free agent next year, just like Oladipo can. Maybe they trade up for each other. Nobody says they don't like Oladipo, as far as I've seen. So you could have an Oladipo for Paul George straight up trade, then you get Oladipo out here and away from the Lakers.
And Oladipo is, I think he could possibly become playoff time more reliable than Paul George.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know.
Playoff P.
And here's the thing, too. Now that you bring that up, obviously there was the rumors that a lot of people really thought they were better than Paul George in the Clippers locker room. Mm-hmm. You think maybe he knew that? Like, that people thought that, and that affected his play?
Who, George? Yeah. If they've had... Remember, they had a lot of arguing in the locker room and stuff, and what I would say that probably is at some point.
You think one of them pulled a Draymond Green and called him a bitch?
Not necessarily that, or they said you need to do better, and he's probably never been told by another player.
The guy, everywhere he's been the guy
that he needs to do better. So and Doc is a let men be men type of like coach, as far as I could tell. And so maybe if you know the guys don't like you or don't trust you, I mean, if you pull a three, basketball is a game of flow, and a game, you shoot better when you have a clear head. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not thinking about, well, no matter what it is, if
right.
It's almost like a golf shot to me, as I'll compare a basketball shot, is to where while you're taking that swing, any slightest sound, anything can knock you off. And the same thing with your shot is, if you're not conditioned to certain things, why some people can't shoot free throws is they're standing there in front of everybody and the noise.
It's just they're all staring at them.
You're thinking about everything but, oh God, all I gotta do is throw this little ball in that hole instead of that. And I've played basketball games where I thought the goal hunter was that big around, as big as this table. You just turn and just toss anything. I bet the Joker's going in. Mm-hmm. And you've had others, you're like, I'm shooting perfect. My follow-through's great. I have no idea what in the world is going on. And you're thinking, do I jump higher? You're thinking all kinds of other things. So, I don't know if that's the reason. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a trust thing.
I don't know.
Maybe he just didn't play good. Maybe he's not even good anymore. After that injury, at some point,
I mean, he still played good. He still played good for the Thunder when he was there. I don't know. Maybe it is. Think about it. a lot of the NBA team, let me say this, NBA teams, general managers, they see what LeBron is able to do and what the Warriors were able to do, where they go out and they get these star players. They get these other players and they just put them together and it just works fast, magically. And they just think, boom, that's how it's supposed to be. That's what's supposed to happen. Well, that's not the case for most of the time. Not every team. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are not LeBron. So they don't just always elevate anybody that you bring in to play with them.
Well, neither one of them's a big assist guy. It's different. Let's compare, you talk about the Jordan Bulls. If you'd have brought in Paul George for the Jordan Bulls, it wouldn't have been good because, again, Jordan took every shot. If he could. The offense was designed where the best player takes the shot.
Right.
Not whoever's open takes the shot, whether it's Porky Pig in the corner or whoever for Space Jam.
It wasn't until Phil Jackson was like, maybe not all the shots need to go to you, Michael.
Not all of them, but the offense still.
They still go through Michael.
The rule turned into, if you get double teamed, pass it, please. More than 10 seconds. Put it this way. If there's still less than 10 seconds, Hunter, or 5 on the shot clock.
You take the shot.
I've seen it. He's going to take the shot.
Yeah.
So look at it in that perspective, like again, you're talking fit, like or when you put all three guys together. Well, who wants the shots? Who wants which shot? Who wants the ball at the crunch time? Some guys like to demand the ball. I was the type of player to say, I love to get assists, okay, but I also like scoring on people too. So the thing was, as soon as our team, every time as a point guard, I'm running the offense. I'm thinking as a quarterback. Hey, as soon as we got down 400 or 600 or something happened, I was like, I'm going to score here. As in, I'm going to pick my time. I'm going to choose. And as opposed to ball. I played with one dude, Hunter. I can hear his voice now saying ball. Play no matter if we're on the high school court, we're practicing. If we're at whatever court we are in the world, he calls for ball the whole game.
I just think right now,
and you're right that there's a mix there to where you can't throw them together, and
just expect it.
The guys need to know their roles and you can't in 1 year. You just can't.
People
they
forget.
Need more than 1 year to
people
do that.
forget. The first year the Miami Heat were put together.
Complaining about now?
The first year the Miami Heat were put together. Sure, they made the finals. That's what everybody, I think, was hoping the Clippers would do, was at least make the finals. But the Heat didn't win the championship. They didn't win. They lost to the Mavericks. So it's strange for people to just, and I bought into it because you looked at rosters side by side, and I was like, well, damn, they were really good last year already. And they added these two guys. Sure, it has to work. So I'm just at fault as anybody else is that bought into the Clippers were just going to get in there. But I think going forward, whenever these star players make the moves and they go and maybe team up together, that's kind of like, well, I have to wait and see how Kevin and Kyrie play with each other. It's just one of those things where it's like there's just no guarantee that it just works like that.
I think those two will. I think they're good so far, Hunter, not adding a third because those two boys like to shoot the ball a lot. And to keep it at that dynamic, I think Kyrie sees Kevin as his LeBron, but Kyrie doesn't have to be the one that shoots it every time. Like, he doesn't have to be like it's got to be frustrating at some point, Hunter. If you're sitting there, like, even as a role player, you know who the best players on the team are.
Right.
And if I know, like, every time down in crunch time, you're going to kick it to me as opposed to keep it yourself, like, I appreciate it. I'll shoot it. But, like, how dependable actually are you in that situation? I think there's a reason you're 3-6 in the finals. And at some point, you get crunch time. You have to know your weakness before you can overcome it.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying about Miami losing that first one. They found out, Dirk took them to task. You just can't walk in there and win. And I think teams need to they need to know it.
I think there are also right now, and that's why I brought that stuff up. There are other storylines out there for the NBA right now, other than just LeBron and the Lakers,
Right.
And have made the finals. It's LeBron's 10th year in the finals.
Would you trade 5 or 6 of the Hornets players for Bol?
None. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe 4.
Who wouldn't you trade for him? Name one. Name one.
Devontae would be the
Would it be
only one.
anyone else?
No.
Like if they call and said we want PJ Washington, or you
I
said,
don't
no.
care. I don't care. What I saw out of PJ Washington, he'll be a nice complimentary player. He'll never be the guy. The same thing with Miles Bridges. You know, he's a really nice guy. I obviously got to interview him, I think, his rookie year, so 2 years ago. Really nice guy. He just can't shoot the ball. And this is a shooter's league. And you play a position that now is asking you to be able to shoot the ball. So, I don't know. I think everybody, if you look at the Hornets-wise, everybody's available for trade outside of Devontae. I think you use Devontae, if he can stay consistent, as one of the cornerstone pieces to help build around. You get him a guy that can score from the wing.
If Kupchak was smart, he'd figure out a way to trade Jordan. Not like as the owner, but like, hey, just for like a year, we're going to trade you Jordan. He's going to make public appearances.
Yeah.
And then we get Paul George for a year. Or we get Oladipo for the year. Just
Maybe.
to try out Charlotte.
Maybe.
We just need you to
We'll
come
just
try
see.
it out.
You got to come and try out the QC. So I think that's everything basketball-wise.
All right, you ready for the NFL Power Rankings?
So let's
Hunter?
go to the NFL Power Rankings. So we're here, and we're still watching baseball, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
thought that was going to end an hour ago.
It didn't happen. Yeah, we're still watching baseball. I know we spent a lot of time at the beginning of the show talking about baseball. You called that a strike?
Oh, God. There he
Oh,
is.
God, dude. Oh, my God. Anyways, it's the bottom of the 10th. Atlanta at the plate. Still scoreless, 0-0.
All right, Hunter.
Yes.
NFL.
NFL, baby.
Are you ready to apologize
To who?
to Drew Brees?
No, because he's still lost. He's 1-2.
Okay.
He's not first in his division.
That wasn't the story. The story was he was done.
Did you see where he just threw that baseball?
No, I did not.
My God.
Did he miss?
He pulled him so far off the plate. That catcher.
He's a professional.
Wow.
Professional baseball.
Professional baseball
So-
pitcher, and
so-
he puts it like 3 feet wide.
So if you didn't know, last week Hunter buried Drew Brees after 312 yards passing.
I did bury him.
And a touchdown and 24 points.
I did bury him.
Which is the NFL average.
I did bury him. Did you see that majority
Yeah.
of his? Did you see that his longest throw yesterday was actually really like a
Monday.
5-yard swing pass to Alvin Kamara, and
Okay.
he took it like 55, 60 yards.
Who they missing, Hunter?
Who?
Their number one receiver.
And what's your point? Michael Thomas still runs just a slant route.
My point is that when you don't have a number one receiver, your whole offense bogs down because you don't have any type of threat. Now, with that said, he still had 300 yards. Now, with that said, if he's done, is Lamar Jackson done?
God no.
Well, then he had 90. If Drew Brees threw for 97 yards,
Listen.
you know all that TV stuff was part of what he said this summer. That's why they're trying to bury him. He's going to come out and throw for 300 yards a week, and the media is going to try to bury him every week while praising Tampa Brady, which they don't like him too much either because he's a fan of the president as well. So they're going to bury those two guys when they get a chance. But Hunter, 97 yards. If Brady or Brees throws for 97 yards this year, that'll be the whole story for
Drew
a week.
Brees threw for 300 yards against a Las Vegas Raiders team that I sat here and told you and said they do not have a good defense.
Raiders are 2-1.
Yes, you're right. One of those wins was against the Saints. You're right. Look, then Lamar Jackson goes out and plays arguably, to some people, to me, it's definite now, the best team in the NFL, the Chiefs. And they ate him alive. Now, the Baltimore Ravens
Chiefs
also...
defense or Chiefs offense?
The Chiefs both. The Chiefs just had their way with them. The problem
That's
is...
what I'm saying. Patrick Mahomes didn't play safety. He didn't keep him for 97
Listen, I'm
yards.
just saying, though, the problem is the Ravens' system, they want to really run the football. And against the Chiefs, that can work if you are able to run it successfully. Because what do? We say it all the time. Please get through. Please get through. Oh, that's
Double
right.
play!
Beat it out. There we go.
I beat it by 4 steps.
Yeah,
Why
he
did he
did.
throw it?
But I'll say this. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. When you run the ball successfully, people have said this for years when you face a great quarterback. What do? You control the clock and you keep him off the field.
Mm-hmm.
They did not run the ball successfully yesterday. Or what was Monday night? I keep saying it was yesterday. Monday night. They did not run it successfully Monday night. the Ravens defense has been proclaimed to be one of the strongest defenses in the league. And that doesn't really matter against Patrick Mahomes. So I cannot bury Lamar Jackson, but I will say this. Going forward, Lamar Jackson, this is going to be the Peyton Brady thing.
Isn't the 97 yards, though, prove what a lot of people do say about the running quarterbacks? Is it he's dynamic as crap. Mm-hmm. But if you can't throw it
over the top,
if you can't throw it in the NFL, it's going to be tough to win whether it's Patrick Mahomes or not. 97 yards is not doing it. If that was Ryan Fitzpatrick, he would lose his job tomorrow. If that was Trubisky, he would lose his job.
Yeah.
Eli Manning would have got kicked out of the league.
Right. But going forward, these two matching up together.
I'm not saying he's done. I'm just saying it's unfair to everyone else if you're not going to criticize him the same.
Well, I will criticize Lamar.
Not just you. I'm just saying in general.
But I will sit here and criticize Lamar with this. He needs to get better on it. He needs to obviously work on his accuracy a little bit more. He worked on it last year, and it paid off dividends. He led the league in touchdown passes. Great. But... And he hasn't played bad in his first 2 games either this year. This just was one of those games where this was a shit matchup. I'm sorry, you pulled the short straw here and drew the Chiefs. And it didn't matter what you did all game when Patrick Mahomes goes out there and throws 4 touchdowns in the first half.
Are they going undefeated?
Well, possibly. Possibly. They might go undefeated.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say this is, you guys, when we were all doing the off-season picks about, going game by game, how they were going to do, I was so high on the Chiefs, I said, of course, they're going to win the Super Bowl again. And you said, well, they have to lose at some point, and is it against the Ravens in Week 3? They didn't lose, and they actually looked 2 times better than the Ravens did. So could they go undefeated now that Drew Lock probably is still out indefinitely for the Broncos? Absolutely. Absolutely, the Chiefs could go undefeated.
Who did they say they were starting this week? I saw somebody.
Ripien, whoever that dude is.
Is that Mark's son or
I don't
nephew?
know. I don't know because they
There's
have
not that many Ripiens.
Because think about it, they signed Blake Bortles and they're not even going to play him.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought was.
I thought that was the plan
about to happen,
and it didn't happen.
God, would you even want to be an umpire now, Hunter?
What in the 10th, bottom of the 10th?
No. I'm just talking in period in baseball in general. If they're gonna sit here and show all this K-zone crap,
oh whatever.
They're showing you miss by an inch, and then you've got fans at home like Hunter going, "Come on!"
Yeah, whatever.
he missed a 98 miles per hour fastball by an inch.
I know, whatever. Come on, let's we'll stick with football here. So I'm not gonna bury Lamar, but I will say this.
Okay.
Because obviously the Monday night game did happen. It was the most recent game that happened. I want to comment on it. The damn Chiefs look like they might be unbeatable, but they have a task this coming week. They play on a short week, the Patriots. They play Bill Belichick. I think it's in Arrowhead.
Yeah, it's in Kansas City.
Yeah, so I still think they'll win. I just don't think it will be as easy.
They got to go at Bills, at Bucks, at Saints, or some tough games.
One. So okay, if we go through that,
all their home games is crap.
Okay, so the question then becomes quarterback wise. I say it all the time. Who do you trust more? Right now, as much as I love Josh Allen, I would take Patrick Mahomes before Josh Allen. I would pick him. Who do I trust more? Drew Brees or Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes right now more than Drew Brees. And then what was the other game you said that would be a tough one for them? Buccaneers. That one has Super Bowl implications written all over it about possible meetup between the two. I still trust Patrick Mahomes more than Tom Brady right now. Right now. This is not an all-time thing, people that are going to try and criticize me and kill me. Right now, Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson are the best quarterbacks in football. So, if it comes down to what everybody says is the most important position in sports, the quarterback for a football team, I'm going to ride hot. I'm going to ride the hot hand of the best quarterback in the league, in Patrick Mahomes. So, yeah, sure. I'll go out on a limb and say it. They'll go undefeated. Because this was the best opportunity for somebody to get them early in the season, too. This was your best opportunity.
All right, Hunter, let's give you some early season NFL defense and power rankings analysis here. some stats from last year. Only one team gave up 30 points a game, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So far this year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A quarter of the NFL, a quarter of the NFL has given up more than 30 points a game so far in the regular season. And that's not counting, Hunter, the Browns at 29, the Eagles at 29, the Seahawks at 29, the Packers at 28, and the Jaguars at 28 a game. There's half the league is giving up 4 to 5 touchdowns a game. There is no defense right now in the NFL. Last year there were 9 teams, I think I just counted, that gave up less than 20 points a game. Right now there's only 5 giving up less than 20. Yeah. Can you name them without looking at my magic sheet, Hunter? We'll let the folks at home look. See if Hunter
So
can
without
name.
looking at your magic sheet, I have to guess the 5 teams that are allowing less than 20 points on defense.
The 5 defenses in the NFL allowing less than 20 points a game. I'll give you a hint. There's only one of those 5 is from the NFC.
Is the NFC one Tampa Bay?
Nope. They're 8th.
Okay, so they're close. It's not Seattle because their defense is horrible.
No, they're 28 points a game.
Yeah, they're horrible. Their defense is horrible.
They're
Is it San Francisco still?
Yes.
Okay.
15.3 points a game. They're second in the NFL.
They only let the Giants score like 3 points on them last week, so.
Who's number 1?
It's not my Buffalo Bills, is it?
No, they're not even close.
Dang it.
They're
So the rest of them, you're
they're
telling me
sucking right
the
now.
rest of them are AFC
4
teams.
AFC teams.
Pittsburgh.
They're 5.
Okay, so they're in there.
So Pittsburgh's got a top 5 defense and Ben Roethlisberger.
We'll see about that.
Remember my picks.
I
I had the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
think it'd be Indianapolis would be somewhere because
Hey, there you go. Number 1, Hunter, in the NFL.
yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed it, but there they are.
They
Number
played
1.
they played some weak teams.
Colts 1, Niners 2, Ravens 3. The Los Angeles Chargers are 4.
My God, they just got beat by Teddy Bridgewater.
The Chargers are 4th.
I think they just had like a safety go on IR too after that game.
Steelers
so that's
5.
going to change.
Chiefs 6, Arizona 7, Tampa 8, Chicago 9, the Miami Dolphins 10, and Belichick's Patriots at 11. Belichick's got a top 10 defense and a running quarterback. I'm going to pick him to win 10 games. I actually wrote him down for 12 based on their schedule. So I just went with that, based on that, no matter if it's Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, or Kevin Hastings running ball. Okay. How about the Bears, Hunter? At 3-0.
Yeah.
And the Vikings at 0-3.
I
Who
didn't
had
see it.
that? Who had that bet?
Nobody.
Same guy that had 0-0 Braves in the 11th.
Yeah, same exact guy.
That guy's a genius.
Same exact guy. Definitely not anybody at this table. I know some people chose the Vikings to miss the playoffs. I didn't. I didn't think that they would take that big of a step back. I think I had them at a wild card team because I had the Packers still winning the division. The problem that I see with the Vikings is their defense is not playing what it needs to. Even against the Titans, though they lost by 1 point, they still allowed the Tennessee Titans to score 31 points. So they beat them 31-30. Now, Minnesota finally scored with somebody in their third game, but before that, Zimmer did not trust Kirk Cousins to throw a wiffle ball. He didn't trust him to throw anything. He was not letting him throw the ball downfield. It seems that everybody, and you can't be one-dimensional in the NFL. God, no, you cannot just rely on a run game. I know it paid off for Tennessee last year a little bit, but now look at them. Since they acquired Ryan Tannehill last year, they have just been able to win till they get to the playoffs. And, of course, they met the Chiefs, and that's neither here nor there. So, for the Bears, we know what the Bears' defense is. You just said it. They're a top 10 defense in the league. All you got to do is get the quarterback right. And they made the change after going 3-0. Obviously, it helps that Atlanta, once again, is a huge ass choker of a football game. That you're 3-0.
If Atlanta falls on the fumble, Hunter.
Falls on.
Hold on. I mean, yeah, the
The
onside kick.
onside kick, yeah.
The Washington football team would be in first place by themselves with 1 win.
Hey, we still. We
What
still
a
got.
terrible division.
We still going. But I'm just saying.
Y'all suck.
The Bears, now that they've made the change, and I guess, Nick Foles is the guy for them. We'll see how he goes forward, because what we've always seen, wherever he goes somewhere else, it seems outside of Philadelphia, he struggles. Now he's going to have the team to himself.
He's got a top 5 defense.
And he's got a top 5 defense. So we'll see if the Bears can continue this. To me, Packers still win that division, but now, think about it. Who would have thought the Vikings would be last in their own division? To a division that has the Bears and the Lions. I don't know where any of these picks are, Kevin. It's been multiple weeks since we've done these picks again. I don't even remember half of mine. I mean, I can probably sit here and think about them.
All right, Hunter. My 4 teams to miss the playoffs this year.
Yes.
Vikings. 49ers. Are combined what? 49ers got 2 wins.
They got 2 wins. They're 2-4.
What's Texans?
They're 0-3. I had Texans missing.
I got Texans and 49 and Vikings combined 0-6 right now from made the playoffs last year. Now I did miss you Buffalo Bills. I had them at 8 wins, barely missed, and I didn't have them
they
bad.
look good, don't they?
But I've had them. They got a good defense. It's just by my numbers, I had to take somebody out, and it was either them or the Ravens. I think was who I was choosing for, and I think I went with the Ravens on that based on the numbers that we do. We force ourselves to pick,
which is, I mean, it's understandable. If you're forced against a wall you have to take somebody out. I understand you probably choosing between those two, the Bills. I get that. Because nobody thought the Bills would be what they've shown they are for the first 3 weeks. They just
I've got them with 8 wins, Hunter. They can still go 8-8.
Yeah, they could. They could. They could go 10-6.
That's right.
They could go 11-5. They could go 12-4. I mean, there's a whole lot of they could.
16-0.
They could go 16-0. You never know. As of right now, they're one of the few teams that are still on pace for a possible 16-0.
6 teams in the NFL have more wins than the NFC East. And I think it's 16. Let me make sure one more time. Have as many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16 teams in the NFL have as many wins
as the whole NFC East.
6 teams have more. Like I said, Hunter, again, if the Atlanta Falcons fall on an onside kick, your division could be 1-11-1.
We had it.
And you're in first.
Hey, and I'll take it.
First place.
So going forward.
That's what Terry was texting this weekend.
Now,
first
I will say this.
First place Cowboys.
They're not in first place. They're tied. They're tied. But I will say this. I saw an interview that they did with Ron Rivera, and I'm glad Ron Rivera came out and said it. He said, at some point, Dwayne is not a rookie anymore. As much as I would love to sit here and go to bat for why I think Dwayne technically still is a rookie.
Did he just say it's Kyle Allen time?
No, he didn't say yet. But the article I read did go on to note both Kyle Allen and Alex Smith are still on active roster.
That's one you got to think about, Hunter. If Alex Smith can play and he's cleared, Ron Rivera's going to play him.
Fine. I'm fine. Look.
Because he can play. I mean,
we have a great defense, and we do, and I can agree that we do it an injustice when we throw 3 picks a game. As of right now, I think Dwayne Haskins' touchdown-interception ratio is 5-4. 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. I know he has 4 picks. I just don't know how many touchdowns he threw. It might be 6-4. Regardless.
Young. I know you can't think of him as a rookie anymore, but don't you got to give these guys 3 years?
That's what you would think. And especially with Ron Rivera coming in for a new team.
He's a first-round pick.
First-round pick, 15th pick.
You got to give him 3 years.
15th pick.
Before you say anything.
Well, what I said technically to me, Dwayne Haskins is still a rookie because of how the original regime treated him when he was brought in his quote unquote rookie season.
Right.
He didn't start over half the games of the season. Okay. He played scout team for like a third of the season before they even decided to start giving him second team reps. And the only reason they did that is because Case Keenum got hurt. So, to me, he still has a lot to learn. Does he have all the physical attributes that you would want out of a quarterback? Sure. Is he not? He has a big arm. He can be accurate. The problem is he just has to learn to read defenses and not force the ball. So that's what every young quarterback has to do.
So again, what I was kind of getting at with the got to give him 3 years. So Baker's in his third year. And this is kind of where we're at with him, is that some people say get rid of him, some people say keep him, and this weekend they win and they get improved to 2-1.
First time since 14?
So the Browns have as many wins as the NFC East.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say that again. The Cleveland Browns have as many wins as the NFC East as a rope. This is the first time they've been, you said 2014, over 500. They had 84 straight weeks of not being over 500. Now, Hunter, if you draft a number 1 overall quarterback and he ends those streaks, is there any question that he's your quarterback now? Like what do they want? 84 straight weeks, and he reverses it finally.
Right.
On his how many coaches? This is his third coach in 3 years.
New coach every year.
And they ended the streak. So I don't know what else people want. The defense could show up anytime, Hunter. You know what they're doing? They're 29 points a game. Let's start there. And Tom's right. All the defensive backs are hurt. Like, they don't have any. Me and Newsback are guarding these guys right now.
You're right.
So that's hard. But for God's sakes, Cleveland, now they've got all the offensive stars they could use. But over and over and over again, we prove and show in the show the defense wins championships. If they'll put together a dog-pound defense, Baker Mayfield will have success. But until then, he's going to be running around now. Every one of these games is the same, 24-30. Every one of them is the same thing. And you can watch it every week. I think it's time for them to say Baker's a quarterback and just deal with it. All right, power rankings.
Power rankings after 3 weeks.
Now, folks, how I used to do this in the paper is every week I eliminate a team. This is my Super Bowl contention power rankings, okay?
Got it.
Which means there cannot be 2 AFC or NFC teams in the top 2 spots.
Got it. So it's
And
AFC, NFC.
And every week I will eliminate a team from winning the Super Bowl. Like, you have no chance. Just quit.
And after 3 weeks, the Detroit Lions are already...
I'm going 4 weeks because I've got rid of 4 teams. Because I get rid of Detroit before the season starts, ladies and gentlemen. Before the season starts, every year I got rid of Detroit.
Detroit has an opportunity to go 14-2.
One of those years they made the playoffs. And it was after, I think they started 0-3.
Yeah.
And I even waited till then to bury them. And I eliminated them and they come back instead of doing it for the first year. But anyway, here we go, Hunter.
All right.
Can I get a drum roll? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, here's our power rankings for the first time. I should have done this 4 weeks ago. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Did I get the word? Did I get the song right? All right, Hunter. I'm going to let you glance over it for a minute as I talk some of the teams that I have eliminated. Like I said, number 32, goodbye, Detroit Lions. Both the New York teams are 0 for New York, Hunter.
Yeah, they're bad.
There's a lot of money spent in New York on sports, and they're 0 for New York. It's a good thing the baseball team makes up for their basketball and football teams being so shitty.
Right.
Like the baseball team does it all. Well, one of the baseball teams does it all.
The Yankees, not the Mets.
The Broncos was this week's elimination, Hunter. You're not winning the Super Bowl with 7 different quarterbacks.
Right.
So I'm eliminating them. And then we'll go, for the most part, I try to keep them early on here in a whatever your record is.
Mm-hmm.
So 3-0s and the 2-1s and the 1-2s, and then we'll get a little bit further in the season once I see what some teams are and kind of do a little bit different. I did chase down a Washington football team number helmet.
There you
I don't know
go.
if you noticed
I
that one or
see it.
not.
Yeah, I did.
But
I was like, huh, this is different.
I got them in there. Andre had to tell me that I needed to change it.
Okay, sure. All right. Way to go.
He said, "You better change that before I get in trouble," is what he told me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got Dolphins at 28, the Bengals at 27. Just cause the reason I did that is because I know Bengals hadn't won one and the Dolphins have, but Fitzmagic won it, and I think Burrow's better than Tua, so we'll see. We'll go from there. Texans 0-3, Eagles 0-2-1. Falcons should have 2 wins if they can play some defense.
Should.
And I thought the Vikings would have a little bit better team this year, but they're at 23. And we get the teams with 1 win. The Jaguars got a win, Hunter. Minshew Mania in week 1.
He's still alive.
Who did he beat? Was it Cincy? Who did he beat in week 1?
Yet.
Who did
He played the Colts, and he beat the Colts.
He beat the best team, the best defense
He
in the
put
NFL.
30 on him. He put 30 on him. He had 3 touchdowns.
Jeez. I'm guessing the Colts did not prepare for that game, did
No.
they? Your Carolina Panthers at 2,100. They lose their first 2 games, lose McCaffrey, and
But
then
won.
win on the road across country
Against the 3rd-ranked defense in
without
the
their
league.
$16 million running back and the 5th-ranked defense,
Oh,
4th-ranked defense,
fourth.
4th-ranked defense in the NFL.
Top 5. Doesn't matter. Chargers.
So,
Against a rookie quarterback, but still.
me and Andre talked about this week. Would now be the best time or chance to trade Christian McCaffrey? When would you get the optimal amount for him? Would it not? I know he's hurt right now. Let's say he comes back in 4 weeks, whatever. But I'm talking about this season. You're starting over Matt Rule. Do you want to take the chance anymore that your $16 million quarterback is going to get any more high ankle sprains? Or do you use that money elsewhere?
I don't know, man.
You just proved you could win
Yes,
on the road without him.
Yes. And your backup running back didn't play bad. What is his name? Mike Davis, something like that.
Yep.
The running back, he did not play bad. So I don't really know. Okay, I just don't really know. The problem is you've already essentially locked in that he is the face of your franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And are you willing to take the backlash again from a fan base that just saw you essentially let go of Cam Newton for nothing? The difference would be you would be trading McCaffrey. But then what was the point of you giving him all that money if you're just going to move off of him? If that was the case.
Rams did.
Yeah. And Todd Gurley, I think, still fighting to get his money. So I don't know. It's just a big question mark. Sure, but to me, I don't think it's one of these opportunities where, is this a good time to think about moving off of Christian McCaffrey? No. To me, this is one of those moments where I'm looking around the team that I have right now without Christian McCaffrey and finding out what my strengths are that he kind of just overshadows. Because you know what you get with Christian McCaffrey every time he touches the field for the Panthers. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's your Swiss Army knife, and he's going to get you all the yards, and he's going to be the one that scores all your touchdowns. Mm-hmm. But now he's not there. Maybe you actually do have good wide receivers. You just never throw them the ball. You don't design plays up to get those skill players the ball. So, hey, here's your opportunity. People wanted to cry and scream because they let Cam Newton go. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater comes in and plays better when he's not just throwing 5-yard dink and dunk passes to Christian McCaffrey. I don't know. Maybe when he's being asked to push the ball down the field. So, hey, here's your opportunity to find other strengths, Carolina, that are outside of what Christian McCaffrey does for you. We got out of that inning, and I'm so happy.
So looking at Bridgewater right now, he's 7th in total yards.
I mean, he's slinging it, man.
Comparing him to Cam. And see, the thing is, problem, Hunter, again, I try to say this after week 1, is that a lot of times we say a guy's doing good or well based on whether their team won or not, as opposed to, well, my offense scored 30 today. I can't help my defense give up 40. Like, come on, let's put some on the defense. So Cam is less in completion percentage, less in yards. They both have 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So, to me, it's almost a lateral move in the passing game. If not, and here's what Teddy, you're right about the dink and dunk stuff, but he's 7th in yards. So he doesn't take chances.
No.
And that's there's a difference between that and
where
dinking
Cam
and dunking.
Newton can be.
Does Teddy not remind you real quick of he reminds me a lot of Alex Smith.
I was literally about to say, where Cam Newton is the electrifying player with the big arm and he's super athletic, Teddy Bridgewater is your game manager.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what Alex Smith is. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna lose the ball game, but there's no guarantee he's gonna go out there and win it for you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not gonna take the risks. That's Teddy. That's Teddy. At this point, I mean, that's Teddy. That's how he was with the Saints whenever he went and played on that 5-game stretch. He never really had huge over-the-top plays. He would just get it to his skill receivers and work the ball down the field. Mm-hmm. Sure, they had a great run game to lean upon, Alvin Kamara before he got injured, and then Latavius Murray going in there and being the workhorse. Now, it's a little bit different. Mike Davis has proved to be a good backup running back right now for Christian McCaffrey. Now you're kind of asking Teddy to throw the ball a little bit more. But you see, he's only thrown 2 touchdowns. We've played 3 games.
Russell Wilson's on 14.
Yeah.
Now, I kind of want to get into that in just a second. Cowboys at 20. Football team at 19.
Football team. Let's go.
Longtime friend was in here the other day. Not my age friend, friend of the family and the radio station here was in the other day, and he's a Redskins fan, and I was singing "Hail to the Football Team" to him.
Good God, he is yoked for a pitcher. Holy cow!
Hail to the football team! Hail victory!
My man, if you ain't
that
peaking,
dude is
if he ain't hitting 98, I don't know what the hell he's up there doing, flexing all these muscles.
You don't think he's taking the same thing, if not something different than what Mark McGuire was taking, Hunter?
Oh, he put that in the dirt. I don't want to see that.
That rag arm, throw it in the dirt.
And big arms, good God.
All right, we've got 18 the Bolts.
Okay. I want to see what Justin Herbert continues to do going forward. I'm excited to see how that goes because these young quarterbacks come in and they're usually ready to play from the get-go.
I put them there because them and the 49ers have good defenses. This is why those teams went in there at the 17 and 18 spot, Hunter. Mm-hmm. Cardinals at 16 at 2-1. I had to put them ahead of the 49ers because they beat them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're right.
Raiders at 15. And then we started a little controversy maybe. Bucks all the way down to 14. I've got them behind the Saints because guess what? The Saints beat them. Rams at 12. Browns 11. Ravens down to 10, Hunter. I saw a lot of them have them at 2 and 3 right now still after getting beat. And after a 97-yard performance, I'm just going to put you where I think you are. And the top 8 teams are undefeated. And I'm not going to rank you above Bill Belichick's team right now. Cam is at 9th at 2-1. So that's where I'm at with Cam and Lamar at 2-1. Then the Browns there at 11. Obviously got stomped on the ground by the Ravens. So I kind of got all them there in the mix there. Now with Cam to New England, I think that it's almost a perfect matchup with them. They got lucky to get him for as cheap as they did, and they say it. But Bill Belichick, one thing he's done, Hunter, in his career is play close games. That's all he does. That's all Cam's ever done. That's what his style leads to is close games. They almost never blew anybody out,
right?
Because they're running the clock, and so that's what they're going. That's what they're going to do. Cam's got 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but he's run a lot more in, and that it seems to me that they're just trying to do that right now and pound it. Freddie, is that Freeman up to that now? Freddie. Still 0-0 in the bottom of the 11th. So I've if you told me that Belichick had a decent defense and a running quarterback, I'd say 9-7, 10-6, and then when I looked at their schedule, I come up with 12. So I got the Patriots at 9 right now. I'm gonna back up and talk about Cowboys and Redskins in just a second, but let's get through the rest of them. 8, the Bears at 3-0 after switching quarterbacks with Trubisky. Who goes 3-0 and switches quarterbacks, Hunter? Like they've had a quarterback controversy,
right?
And they're 3-0. How about them Colts?
2-1.
I got them in front of the Bears because I don't trust that Bears 3-1.
This is one of
that
your
number one defense.
This is one of
them
your,
up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 2-1 team in your top 10.
Yes. That defense playing as well as it did. They only lost to the Jaguars, which is I'll give them a break in week 1. So I'm not going to say I love Phillip Rivers, but if you give him a top 5 defense,
yeah,
he's going to score 20 points. He might throw 2 picks, but he's going to score 20 points.
Right. And yeah, he can throw 2 picks. He's like, defense will take care of
they're
it.
in the dome, and his defense is only giving up 15. They're going to be tough to beat, is what I'm putting that way. In fact, I had to make the playoffs. Then with the team in front of them, the Titans. I had Titans 10 wins, Colts 8, and that's where we're sitting at right there, 6-7. Titans 3-0. Hunter, any thoughts on the Titans?
They're not as one-dimensional as they were last year.
Yeah.
They have opened up the playbook a little bit more now that Ryan Tannehill has kind of blossomed. He got out of Miami, and imagine he can play good, you know. He actually has some weapons around him, and he can play good. He's got Derrick Henry behind him, so they're not asking him to go out here and throw it 30 to 40 times a game. Maybe 20, closer to 30. Yeah. But you can still rely on that workhorse back behind him if you really want to. So I'm really impressed with what Tennessee is doing. I think, and Vrabel is a defensive guy. They added Jadeveon Clowney in the offseason, or really a few days before the season even started. So why not be 3-0 and have an opportunity to win in division? I have them making the playoffs, but I have Indianapolis being the one that wins the division.
Okay. Bills at 5 right now. 3-0 in the NFC East.
Josh Allen is balling.
Allen is second in yards behind Dakota Prescott. Dak's averaging 396 yards a game.
He's just slinging it, man. And think about it.
And they should
He's
be
1 and 2.
Be 0 and 3.
Oh, it should be 0 and 3. Those are empty yards.
They don't win unless Zeke gets 150 yards, Hunter, or 100 yards. Just write it down. I've seen that too much. So Allen doing pretty good. Defense is holding on. They're not doing great yet. Packers at 4, Hunter. Aaron Rodgers hasn't missed the playoffs when he's healthy.
And
He gets 10 wins every year.
Aaron Rodgers is playing out of his mind right now.
He gets 10
For his age, and we always will bring up age, but seriously, he's in his later 30s. He is still slinging the ball and moving around in the pocket and making those crazy throws and being as accurate as I've ever seen. And they didn't even get him any weapons in the offseason. Didn't even draft him.
He's playing a FU to the GM right now.
That's exactly
picking a
what it
backup.
is.
I mean, they not only do they
you think
pick
they
a
did that
backup,
just to light a fire under him?
I just don't understand why you pick and this is my listen. I think people overvalue draft picks like insanely over.
Oh yeah, the fact that they moved up for him.
Right.
Stupid.
So they move up so they give up a player to move up, which is a draft pick.
Yep.
And then they drafted someone in the drafted him in the first round, and he's not going to play. So you basically gave up 2 starters that you could have drafted and been on your team for a backup quarterback. And you know, I'm sure Green Bay could have used 2 starters on defense at some point to help, or a wide receiver.
Yeah,
because
because a lot of the games that they've played, Green Bay, they've been shootouts.
Oh, yeah.
They've just been who can outscore who, and it's just been Aaron Rodgers in the game.
So him and Mahomes both have 9 touches, 0 interceptions. Josh Allen 10 and 1. Russell Wilson, Hunter 14 touchdowns and 1 pick in the first 3.
And that first pick shouldn't.
He's almost averaging 5 touchdowns a game.
That 1 pick shouldn't have even counted because it went through Greg Olson's literally hands. His hands. He had his hands around it, and it just went through, and the guy picked him off.
So I mean, for example, Prescott's got 100 more yards than Josh Allen. Josh Allen's got 5 more passing touchdowns than Prescott, and Dax has thrown 30 more passes than Josh Allen. He's got only
Josh
100
Allen
more
is
yards.
playing a great.
So that's 3 yards a pass.
The addition of Stephon Diggs to this offense has meant more than anybody can realize. Because now, who arguably might have the strongest arm in the league is Josh Allen, can throw the ball deep.
Yep.
Last year, I think they said he had only 7 throws farther than 20 yards.
Yeah, Cam and Breeze both were better with Ted Ginn on the field just because if you got to move the safety over. It's just 2 steps over. Safety takes 2 steps over. That allows your other guy to work more underneath. So Prescott is kind of doing what Teddy Bridgewater is doing, and a lot of these guys are doing, Hunter, once I come and look at these numbers. So, you know, we talked about the defensive numbers being out of whack. Listen to these completion percentages.
Yeah.
There is 10 people in the NFL at 70% or more.
Accurate.
We used to have one person in the NFL at 70, and that would be outstanding.
What was it? Drew Brees' record year was like in the 70s.
And it was 72 or 70. It would be outstanding. So to right now we have 10 at 70. Herbert's at 69.5. Lamar Jackson's 68.
Herbert is at 69.5, and he's a rookie.
Cam is at 68%, and he's 13th in the league. That would lead the league in some years at 68%. So Ben Roethlisberger, Hunter, is 20th at 67%.
And his team's in third in your
20th.
power polls.
He's undefeated. Steelers at third in the power poll. And I had him at first, Hunter. I had him at one to have the courage of my convictions. And right before you came in, I switched him because I didn't want to hear it.
You know better.
I didn't want any texts.
You know
I didn't wanna
better.
hear it. No, I don't know better. I picked him to win.
No, you know better.
Who's got more Super Bowls? Big Ben or Patrick Mahomes? Big Ben.
You know better.
He's got top 5 defense. Big Ben. So anyway, I got Steelers at 3 for now. And then they got the Corona, so I couldn't give them 4-0 this week. We'll see if they get it. They got to play the Titans.
They probably get in.
If they beat the Titans, Hunter, and go to 4-0, they go into 1. Which means, since Kansas City couldn't be in the top 2, if Pittsburgh's there, that means Kansas City's going to 3.
Ain't no way. No way.
Seahawks at 2. Kansas City at 1 right now in the power poll. Chiefs and Seahawks. It'd be a heck of a high-scoring football game, Super Bowl, Hunter.
Yeah, it'd be really high scoring.
Maybe the highest scoring in NFL history.
Possibly. Because Seattle's defense is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And Kansas City's defense, as of right now, is top 10. But that doesn't mean Kansas City wouldn't drop 35
At some
to 40
point,
on
when you're
them.
playing defense on one of these teams, you're just like, I ain't trying hard when they're going to
Score
score
40.
They're going to score an 8.
We're going to score 40, whatever.
There's a rope in the right field. Runner's going to move to third, Hunter. Bravo's
we're
in
in
trouble
trouble.
here in the top of the 12th.
We're in trouble.
We have been doing a podcast for
For
almost 2
2
hours,
hours.
now. Since the
This
ninth
game
inning.
is still going.
Since like the 9th inning.
no,
it was the 8th.
It was
wasn't
like the
Or
7th.
7th, okay. I was wondering how many innings we got.
Dear God.
So, Hunter, you go all the way down here to Joe Burrow at 64%, Matt Ryan 62%, Baker's at 62%, and he's 25th in the league at completion percentage. It's incredible to me, like what they're doing. So, to me, what I think is going on, Hunter, is there's a lot of early season dink and dunking. Everybody's kind of doing the same game plan. This is the way the NFL has turned into. By watching Breeze, watching Brady take 2-3 steps, get the ball out. That's what Teddy Bridgewater did. I read a tweet that the Panthers in the red zone this week, they didn't throw one ball across the first down marker inside the red zone,
Bunch of bubble screens
or across the goal line. Like every pass was short of the distance to gain for the Panthers this weekend. So that's kind of
Because a lot of the
where
things that
everybody's
are going to
going.
happen now is, they include the shovel pass or the little pop pass where
Right.
they come across as a pass. So a lot of teams run that too. That is a legitimate 100% completion on that play. So
Cam if Cam would have played last year at 68%, he would have finished 6th in completion percentage. He's 13th right now. Only 3 people, and Drew Brees was 74% last year. 3 people at 70 last year, Hunter. Tannehill, Carr, and Breeze. And this year there's 8 right now. That's over 70%.
listen, that'll obviously start to average itself back out
It's about
as the
time for the
season goes
defenses
on.
to pitch in and do
but,
something.
Man, the fact that you had how many teams giving up over 30 and then
8,
and then
a quarter of the league.
so think about it. What is it?
There's
8
16 of them are giving 27 or more
Yes.
games.
Okay.
Half
so
the league.
Over half the league is giving up 27 points
4
per game, and you've got
touchdowns.
8 quarterbacks that are averaging over 70% completion percentage.
Yeah.
Defense, what are you doing? I
Not-
just wrote a paper about how you would
Nothing.
attribute to more wins.
Nothing. All right, Hunter, I was hoping we'd.
I was hoping the game would be over by now.
I was wanting to
but-
watch a walk-off for the Braves. We'll see if they can get an out or two. Any other news or notes on the NFL coming across?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. I guess we can. It is Wednesday. I guess me and you can give a pick 'em for tomorrow night's game.
Who's playing tomorrow?
That's a good question.
know.
I don't know because they're so bad.
Denver and shit.
Denver and the Jets. The toilet bowl.
This weekend. Hell, today's broadcast on
I want you to
Thursday.
think about it. Last Thursday was Jacksonville and Miami. This week is Denver.
Who let them make the
And
schedule?
I think who? Oh my God! I don't even really want to think about watching that.
Here's some notes across the board, Hunter, and some things we had today. We're going to talk about extensively Saturday. NASCAR announced the schedule today. They're going to have completely different tracks next year, a lot of them than they had this year, tracks they've never had before. NASCAR will be going to it's called Cars of Transamerica. I don't know what it's called. It's called COTA is the name of it, and it's in Austin, Texas. It's a road. It's a road course. And I totally butchered that for you folks watching. I know. They're getting rid of Kentucky, getting rid of Chicago.
I read that they're getting rid of Chicagoland, and
Darlington gets 2 races now. Texas gets the All-Star, and Bristol is going dirt in the spring, 100% for sure. And the fans have blown up Twitter today. The NASCAR Twitter, Hunter, today is on fire. I'm telling you, guys got to get on and check it out. Doc Rivers is talking to the 76ers. Like, dislike?
first initial take on it without thinking about it, like it. I like it. Because I think anywhere that he goes, he's going to be able to have some sort of positive change.
You know where I think D'Antoni would be really good at? There's not a lot of places, but you know where he'd be really good? Boston.
No defense, just shooting.
They've got the 4 guards.
Yeah, true.
They've already got the team. They've got the exact team he would want.
You going to get rid of Brad Stevens, though?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
What has he done for me?
Well, we'll see. Eastern Conference Final.
Choked it out this year in the finals is what he did. No, I don't know. I don't know if I do that. But
D'Antoni to Charlotte?
Roster-wise, no. I would like it. I would take any big name that can get anybody they could sign with.
Yeah, not...
You can name anybody. With an assistant coach no one's ever heard of. But I just say that Boston roster would be D'Antoni's dream roster. Drinkowitz is complaining about the testing. I don't want to hear nothing from him. 8 college football playoff was shelved today. I knew Hunter wouldn't like that one. Fury and Wilder's moving off the December 19th date. They're going to determine that later. And, of course, NASCAR to dirt. Let me read you a little bit up on this, Hunter, about the 8 teams. Shelved today, Pac-12 commissioners suggested expanding the college football playoff from 4 to 8 teams this season, but the Football Playoff Management Committee did not approve of the idea. So the Pac-12 asked for it, and the rest of them said, screw off. For the format to change, it would need support from 10 commissioners and Notre Dame's athletic director. The college football board of managers, which comprises 11.
Notre Dame has
11
no
presidents.
say this year. They are in the ACC. They listen to ACC rules.
Yeah, whether it's 6 or 8 at some point, it's going to happen. We all know it. We all believe it. We're just trying to do it very slow. I don't know why. I don't know whose feelings do they keep thinking they're hurting by not having these bowl games. I don't know. It's just who cares? Just play a damn playoffs. It's not.
Right.
Everyone else does. So anyway, shot it down for this year, Hunter.
Well, we'll just bring it up again next year.
That's all. Carolina's got a chance to get in if there's 8 teams, and they're just voting on whatever.
I mean, what? Everybody else is trying something different. Why can't you?
All right, Hunter. Bray still ain't come back up yet.
No, we're still going.
Jeez, what are y'all doing?
I don't know. We playing defense right now, or trying to runners on the corners. 3-2 pitch.
Let the folks know.
This dude's gonna walk him,
on.
and it's gonna. All right. Well, that'll be it. I want to watch this in peace. The people don't need to see this.
Yeah, they do. I want your reaction.
No, because it
Marc
doesn't
Gasol
matter.
is leaving the NBA to play in Spain.
They probably offered him a lot of money.
Well, yeah.
A lot of money.
A lot of people's complaining about A-Rod commenting on this game, Hunter.
Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't heard him. I wouldn't know. I haven't heard him.
All right. Anything else, bub?
That's all for me.
You want to walk it out today?
Just walk it out.
All right, let's walk it off. We'll be back Saturday, folks, with Tom and Terry and some breakfast and some cars and all kinds of things. We're going to be talking runner goes, and they're going to do the old high school steal with first to third. They get to strike out and 2 outs. You can listen on 92.3. Anyway, Saturday, We'll have NBA. Will it be 2 games they play on Friday? Not sure. Should be 2 games. We'll have 3 or 4. Some of these series may be over by Saturday in baseball.
Yes.
So we'll be talking second round of baseball. And then, of course, Saturday we give our NFL picks and our college football picks with Tom and Terry. And then we also got to break down the NASCAR schedule for next year, which is going to be fun and entertaining, folks. Well, thank you for listening today. Get in, strike him out. Well, Hunter, we thought by now we'd know if the Braves were winners or losers. All right. It didn't happen.
Nope, didn't happen.
Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. KDC Broadcasting, Shock Joxx, Hunter Yancey, Kevin Hastings, KDC Broadcast.
The incredible man, I only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you want to be me instead of you. Cause I